I really love all these claims as it goes to show how easily you can win a debate with stupid people.
How would I be disrespecting her culture? Is that not my culture?
You don't have a fucking culture!
I don't?
No, you don't!
Oh.
We're fucking white, we don't have a goddamn fucking culture!
Are you?
This one YouTuber named The White Rose has had a good question for these people, and it is if they should visit third world countries for their cultural enrichment. Well, I'm here to point out the bad side. Sorry, White Rose, but I think they also do need to know, so maybe they know what they're getting themselves into. Now, don't get me wrong, there are lots of good things of visiting the third world, such as its culture, its nature, its food, and the scenery. All of that is very good and very beautiful. We could all benefit from it. But if you do visit a third world country, you're going to have to watch where you step. The tourist track over there is there for a reason, and stepping off it could even get you killed. And I'll explain why. So here are some reasons why you should visit third world countries at your own peril. Third world countries have developed a controversial nickname recently, but maybe it wouldn't be so disputed if people actually knew it was true. Many urban areas which tourists stick to are actually slums with no food, poor sanitation, much disorganization, and lots of crime. Even luxurious hotels, which have a 4-star rating in these countries, are in poor condition. The hotel staff actually only slightly clean the rooms just to make them look tidy, but if you investigate the surroundings deeper, you will notice substances on the very places you eat, sleep, and sit, which would just make you vomit. In these hotels, you will also often deal with plumbing problems, as well as utilities that are in such bad conditions that they might even be rendered inoperable. The hotel staff themselves are also known to be neglectful of their duties to the point that you may just have to hire yourselves to do their jobs. But these are just the least of your issues. In many Latin American and African nations, slums often produce gangs which leads to wars between them, and innocent people are caught in the crossfire. Tourists are no exception to this, as many Westerners have been robbed, mugged, beaten, kidnapped, or even killed because of their financial gain or hate motives. Police in these regions are unreliable as they are not present in a lot of places, and a lot of them are very corrupt, which basically places them in the same scale as the gangs themselves. These occurrences don't just happen in the slums, but actual tourist sites or city centers that are known to host this kind of violence. Even if you come across people who aren't willing to harm you, you still have to watch out, as there are many people who will try to steal your money or rip you off. As many businesses are unregulated, it is very easy for crooks to make their way into the tourist registers. Buying from these markets is highly discouraged. Because many things are unregulated too, traffic rules are also discredited. In many countries, such as Iran or India, there aren't even any traffic lanes, and people actually travel on the streets as they see fit. Check out this clip of what an average day of driving looks like. Pure luck is what actually avoids an actual crash. The streets in the rural areas are worse, as many villages lie on cliff tops with no paved roads, which also cause a lot of accidents. I really don't think a driver's license is of any use here. Turning to the natural side of things, they don't look that much better either. The tropical climate breeds many animals that are much more deadly, which would find life too cold in the Western world, from larger and more dangerous mammals to more aggressive and predatory species in the waters to reptiles with much more potent venom. In India, for example, 1,500 people a year die from snake bites, mostly due to having chores being done out in the wilderness. This, of course, is just the tip of the iceberg. The Amazon River and rainforest can kill you in 1,000 ways, with anacondas, poisonous frogs, electric eels, and even candiru. Now, if you don't know what they are these parasitic catfish which swim up your urine and make a nice spiky home in your genitals and eat, you. And the only way out is to actually amputate. So please hold it in and wait. The tropical climate of the Third World also houses many bugs that have become hazardous to the human body. The mango fly, for example, is a parasite that plants its eggs in mammals' bodies while leaving a hole in the body for the hatchlings to breathe. Once the maggots grow, they begin to feed on the host while breathing through the holes in their skin.
Worms, please. Hey, somebody with gloves. Who's that?
Another example consists of certain mosquitoes or other insects that are known to make human ears as their homes. From there, they will also cause excruciating pain and nausea. So if you're in South America or Asia, cover your ears. Now the title for this one is quite obvious, but several diseases such as yellow fever, malaria, or sleeping sickness have originated from third world nations.
Almost 40% of the world's population is currently at risk from dengue fever. Within 1 day of being bitten by a virus-infected mosquito, victims will experience fevers as high as 41 degrees Celsius, as well as severe muscle pain and internal hemorrhaging. Without immediate treatment, this virus rapidly destroys the victim's platelets, causing them to bleed into the body's cavities. This triggers circulatory failure in as little as 24 hours. Researchers estimate that up to 100 million people are infected with dengue every year, mostly in tropical climates. There is currently no cure for the disease, and scientists are still working on a vaccine.
So the final thing on this list I want to mention is the climate and natural ecology in third world countries, which leads to many disasters which affect human needs. They make life very hard, and even the simplest things that we take for granted can be ripped away in an instant's notice because of these natural disasters. So next time you complain about that snowstorm, remember that there are regions of the world that have droughts or floods or even deadly sandstorms. Well, these are some basic reasons why you shouldn't visit third world nations. If you can think of any more, place them in the comments below.